I got new lights. Okay, these I purchased a week ago, I think. They finally arrived. A couple of mini LED lights for macro photography or videography. That's what I'll be using them for. I haven't really figured them out yet. I shall in the future, and then I think they're gonna make a nice addition to a lighting setup when it comes to reviewing minifigs. But that's something that we'll talk about when we get there. What we need to talk about today is this, the Sherlock Holmes Booknook. I got it for my birthday, and it was a really nice surprise, and I very much enjoyed that. I still needed to look up the price so I could tell you, right? So right now it retails for 109.99 British pounds. It's 119.99 in euros, and it is 129.99 in US American dollars. So there you go. As far as I know, and at least for Central Europe, I think this is true, this set has not been on sale yet, even though it's only partially exclusive, right? It's not a Lego.com exclusive. Over here, that is in Germany and Austria, I think, it also is available at Smith's Toys, but it goes for the same price, right? So there's really no point in buying it there when by buying it on the website you get points, insider's points. So you should take advantage of that, absolutely. Maybe there'll be another double points event soon-ish. At least I'm always hoping that those come around, like general double points events, because then you can get double points on Pick-a-Brick Online, which you that wasn't possible for the longest time, but since it's been like half a year, I think, and now they reinstated that or started that, that you could get insider's points on Pick-a-Brick orders as well, and you can even get GWPs as long as they are general GWPs. By the way, there's one I think it should be available right now. The new Sega Genesis controller GWP is a general GWP, and you can get that with spends over $130 in euros, as far as I know. But anyway, let's get back to Sherlock Holmes and let's get back to the Booknook. As soon as this was announced, I was very excited because I really like Sherlock Holmes. I'm rewatching the Sherlock series featuring Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman right now. I read all the books, and I even made some of my students read some of it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It comes with a total of 1,359 pieces, which gives you a decent-ish price per piece ratio, if that is the ratio you choose. I don't think it's the be-all, end-all way of looking at Lego pricing. It's not cheap, but I mean, if you really want it, right now retail is the only way to go. On top of the box, you will find our characters. I'll talk a little bit more about them in a second. You find Dr. John Watson. Her name is Paige, according to the instructions. This is Sherlock Holmes, this is Moriarty, and this is Irene Adler. The backside shows you what it would look like when you put it next to some books, shows some of the play features, which we'll talk about in a second, and the way that you can transform it from its open state to its Booknook form. You can display it either way. You can display it like this, which is obviously not a Booknook, this is a diorama, but if you like it like that, by all means do it. I have not set it up like this. I actually use it as a Booknook right now. When we open this box, we find 10 numbered bags. In my case, it's still been plastic bags. Your mileage may vary. Maybe they have introduced paper bags into this set as well. When this video goes live, you get an instruction manual, as well as, again, I would call this a substantial sticker sheet. It's, in my honest opinion, it's too many stickers. You still get some printed elements, but those are still and large stickers, which are not always easy to apply for some people. So take that for what it is. I wish it was all printed, but apparently at this premium price point, that's impossible to do. The other day when I watched a couple of videos surrounding, the biggest set right now and the one thing that all Lego YouTube is about right now, the Death Star. I watched an interview by Solid Bricks Studios. He interviewed two of the designers, and one of them said, "Yeah, well, we don't have the warehouse space." Then buy another warehouse. If this is the only thing that's standing between you and not having stickers, and by the way, Death Star, insane sticker sheet, then invest. You make billions of dollars. Come on, it can't be that hard. Once you open the instructions, you find a write-up of 6 different pages on the works of Arthur Conan Doyle, the Sherlock Holmes books, the Lego set, some of the characters are explained in there, and it's a nice little thing to have. I enjoyed that very much. It's always nice when the instructions go further than they need to go, right, and include a little extra. Feels a little special every time. Anyway, it's been designed by Antika. I have to read this. Antika Brakanov. That's her name. I'll put it here. If you know how to pronounce it better than me, please correct me. Always open. She designed lots and lots and lots of Friends sets, a franchise I don't have a single set. She also did the Home Alone house, which you will see more of, I'm sure, and in the coming weeks, right, in the lead up to Christmas. This is a very Christmassy set. Lots of Lego YouTube is all about that set when it comes to creating winter villages or creating a winter scene, right? Then it usually shows up. She also did Barad-dûr, the Lego Icons Lord of the Rings set, which is pretty cool, which I'd love to have, which I don't have. Also don't have place to display that. And she did most recently, I think, the Da Vinci flying machine. Speaking of, I have this little guy here. Do I need to dust him off? A little bit. Where's my trusty makeup brush? Here. All right. There you go. Here he is, even with his little handy chart, sketch that shows parts of the flying machine. And I don't own this set. How do I have this figure? No, I did not bricklink it. I simply ordered the parts from Lego Pick-a-Brick. You can order the entire figure, or at least in parts. You have to know what you're looking for. And then you can get your own version of Da Vinci. So last time I ordered parts for one of my projects, picked one of those up as well. Comes with printed legs. Yeah, looks pretty cool. I just wanted to mention that now that I know that Antika Brakanov made this set. She also did the Da Vinci flying machine. But you want me to show you the set, don't you? But I have to come clean. I did something to the set, and maybe we should talk about that first. When I was given the set, did not even consider this an option, so it was very much of a surprise. I got this as well to go with it. It's my first light kit. It's by Lightailing. I don't know the price at the top of my head because I haven't purchased it, so I'll put it here. And it's been an interesting experience. It's very much been a premium experience. When you open it, you'll find plenty of little bags which you can actually reseal, which felt very premium. The entire packaging felt premium. It came with 2 of those battery boxes. You really only need one, but when I show it, you'll understand that you could use both of them if you really wanted to. So that's a premium add-on, I felt like. It came with tools like these tweezers. It came with a couple of screwdrivers. Again, you really only need one, but it's nice that all of that stuff is included. And then you get this manual, and this made me do a double take when I reviewed the footage of the unboxing. So I unboxed this when I built it weeks ago, and I must have glossed over that when I unboxed it. It comes with this instruction manual, and on here it says for ages 8 and up. That's ambitious, I feel like. it's been a fantastic experience integrating this light kit into my Lego set, but an 8-year-old might struggle. That said, the instructions are very good. They come with pictures they've taken of somebody assembling it step by step. You do need some imagination at times. I found it very straightforward for most of the build. You build it in 2 sections. There's one for one side of the model and one for the other side. I'll show that to you in a second. But it's not as easy as putting together a Lego set. It's a little harder. Not really hard, not like creating real life models of anything else in different communities. But yeah, sometimes you need to think about what you're doing, and they give you a legend of the symbols they use. They're different from what Lego would use, right? But other than that, I had no issues. Everything worked out of the box. Everything was there. And I got it installed in under 2 hours, maybe an hour, something like that. So that was very easy. If you are interested in picking up a light kit and the price does not scare you, I don't think it's that expensive though, you can give Lightailing a shot. I question their design choices a little, but you'll see that when we'll turn it on. So that's that. Put away the packaging. But before we get to the model, this video is sponsored by me. This is my novel. It's called Kimmy Kimmy. You can now get it on Amazon. It's $19.90, I think. Link is in the description. It's in German. If you want to read something that somebody you know from YouTube wrote, maybe give this a shot. Thank you. Here's the model. It's over here right now. I have to be careful because, again, it already has something done to it. It already has a light kit installed. This is what it looks like in its closed form. It's not as dusty as I thought it would be, which is good. And down here you see a minifig which I use to keep it shut, right? This is the little paper girl. Or is it? We'll talk about that in a second. You can use any of the minifigs, but if you put them down there, it's only attached here. And if you don't put them here, you run the risk that it doesn't really stay snugly together. So I just use a minifig, and this one with the small legs that don't have any motion, any posability to them. I felt like that worked well. Also, looks kind of cool, right? You have this newspaper employee, let's call him that, is sitting there. Makes for an interesting scene. So you can display it like that. Obviously, if you wanted to display it on a bookshelf. And don't you know, those are all Sherlock Holmes novels and collections of short stories, because I have read them all, because I am a Sherlock Holmes ultra. I really like the source material. I like some of the adaptations, not all of them. I haven't watched all of them. The books are really good though. Recommendation from your favorite YouTube English teacher, get these books. They're awesome. They're great. Especially for winter time, right? Nice cozy afternoon, evening with a fire if you're that rich, and a book. A fire in your house, that is. A fireplace fire, right? So that's what it looks like as a Booknook. Let's open it up. And once you do so, you realize, maybe we should be talking about the side first, because that's fairly interesting. Because it has the silhouette of Sherlock Holmes. Now, what I don't like about it, Lego being Lego and Lego not depicting any character smoking, they took the pipe from Sherlock Holmes. So this is just him with his magnifying glass, which still looks cool. It's a nice silhouette. I like the way it's done. I like that it looks like a book, right, in a way. But I really would have liked the pipe as well. But there you go. You can't have everything, right? Let's open it up, and then welcome to Baker Street. You'll find some of the minifigs displayed here. We'll talk about them in a second. But I think what you really, really want to know is what does it look like when it's lit up? So let there be light. There you go. This is the Lightailing light kit. And maybe you'll immediately realize what I felt like when I installed this light kit. And when it comes to the design decisions, right? I really like this light. I really like the lights underneath the Baker Street sign, right? Again, this is what it looks closed. By the way, this portion is also illuminated by the light kit. Of course, you can never see that once you actually put a book next to it. Well, if it's a very short book, maybe you see some of it. But it's a nice touch. It's nice that's there. I feel like something like this goes towards justifying the price they are asking of you for this light kit. But even worse than that, I think they could just, to me, I would happily paid the price, and they didn't need to include, at least for me, they didn't need to have included so many colorful lights, right? These are all plants. We have some blue flowers, we have some red flowers, these are green. Well, they're not flowers, but the Lego flower pieces in green, but all of them are lit up, and I don't need that. I have to be perfectly honest with you. I think it would look more atmospheric with these lights are fine for me. The lights behind the windows are actually very useful because this opens up, and then you get to see some of Sherlock Holmes's adventures represented as various objects in this room. Obviously you have his violin because he plays the violin. You have a fireplace, a couple of letters. Then very interestingly this painting, the Lego-fied painting, I think it was also as an actual sketch in the actual story, The Final Problem. It's and I will now pronounce it correctly, the Reichenbach Falls, Reichenbach Wasserfall, which is in Switzerland, and most people mispronounce that as Reichenbach or something like that. It's Reichenbach. Anyway, The Final Problem, obviously the story about Sherlock Holmes's demise, and also features his arch enemy Moriarty, but we'll talk about him in a second. Then you have this clue board, which is fairly interesting. Gives you some references to Sherlock Holmes stories. They have Dancing Men, I think Blue Carbuncle it's called, a reference to the study in Scarlet. It says Rache on here, which is the German word for revenge. It's also featured in, if you watch the Sherlock adaptation by the BBC in A Study in Pink, the whole Rache Rachel thing, right? Yeah, and I think a few others. So if you're a Sherlock Holmes fan and interested in that, then it's cool to find these little Easter eggs, right? So this opens, this bookshop door spins around, right? And reveals a little treat for a dog that might visit the bookshop. The elementary bookshop, this is John Watson. Let's remove him for a second. The elementary bookshop also has a little door that opens, and behind it you find a couple more. I wish I could say printed tiles, but also those are sticker details. Behind Sherlock Holmes is the entrance to famous Baker Street 221B, which didn't exist at the time of writing, right? Early 20th century. It exists now in Baker Street in London as a museum, which you could visit, which I have, which is pricey but nice. Let's call it that. This door also opens and reveals more stickers. There are a couple of prints in this set, most notably maybe the Baker Street sign, right? This one is printed, so you don't have to apply stickers there. There's another print which appears twice, which is actually really cool. It's here in Paige's hand. It says Moriarty disappears, a little newspaper, and you get a second one over here, forming a stack of newspapers. So that's there as well. I think we are ready to discuss the minifigs. I chose a specific order, and I'm going from worst to best. The worst one, unfortunately for me, is this little guy here, Sherlock Holmes himself. I like the Deerstalker. I kind of like that they included a magnifying glass, even though this is so big, it's oversized, comically large, I'd say. He has a nice cape. The torso print is cool. He has no arm printing, no leg printing, no second expression, obviously. That wouldn't be possible with a hat accessory like that. The cape is fine. Doesn't blow me away. I wish it would have like different colors on inside and outside, right? It doesn't have that. Also, I don't think this face is very unique. I feel like I've seen this 1,000 times. But yeah, he's there. He's kind of cool. Let's continue with this little guy. The instruction manual, I'll show you a clip of it, shows her name as Paige and that she's a girl. However, she's part of the Baker Street Irregulars, and famously the Baker Street Irregulars are all boys. They're a little street gang who assist Sherlock Holmes in his investigations, right? They're very well informed, they're well connected, are not really noticed by people when they're just hanging out on the street, so they're a useful resource. The leader is called Wiggins. It's a boy. There's no Paige, right? That's an invention by the LEGO group. If you like that, fine. I wouldn't have minded that as much as I minded the expression. Again, I'll show you in the instructions. So I felt like I needed to change her expression because I wanted her to not necessarily look like a boy, but like a paper person, a paper boy. And, you know, then I found the perfect expression for her. Now, if that looks familiar to you, I will now show you a different head accessory and maybe you'll recognize him. That's right, it's Robin from the Batman movie, from the CMF series, to be perfect, to be very, very specific, right? So that's that. Yeah, Paige, or maybe now in my version it's Wiggins. Then we have John Watson, who is both a doctor and a soldier. He has a nice tan, which makes sense because I think he served in Afghanistan back in the original works by Arthur Conan Doyle. And he carries a case and one of the Harry Potter wand pieces to function as a walking stick, right? The case has a little doggy treat in there as well, so you also get a second version of that dog treat we found earlier in the elementary bookshop. John Watson does not have a second expression. Same issue with Sherlock Holmes. The bowler hat he's wearing would reveal that, so that can't be there, but that's okay. Now, I said most controversial. This is supposed to be Irene Adler. If you read any of the Sherlock Holmes short stories, or, well, I want to say short stories or novels, but she's only in one short story, right? She is only in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. This book here. She only appears in one short story. It's the first one in this book. The short story in question is called A Scandal in Bohemia. Let me read you the first line. To Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman. Irene Adler as a character had such an impact on Sherlock Holmes lore that even though she only appears in one short story of 100, she is in every adaptation you can find. She is never black though. She's black here in this Lego set. Her appearance in the book is not. She's beautiful, right? But the focal, she's described as with a face a man would kill for, I think is what is in there. She's not being really described in terms of her appearance other than that. The book focuses more on her intelligence and charisma and wit and stuff like that, which is obviously way more important to a Sherlock Holmes story. The LEGO group decided to go with a black character. Here, I think there is a reason for that. other than, you know, representation. What I think they really wanted to do is add this color piece, which is a really, really cool color piece, right? The dark purple color. Also, she has a second expression on the back of her head, because her hair piece, and that's where we come back to the color, would hide that. But if you want a color like this, you can't have hair hanging down. But there are not that many female hairstyles where you tie the hair up in a bun, for example, and it sits at the back of the head, which it can't hang down, otherwise it would interfere with the color. So I came up with this version and wondered why the Lego group didn't go with that, because I mean she's wearing gloves, right? This is the only skin color you see on her. I don't think she's any skin reveal. No, she the dress, her outfit goes up to her neck. So there's no skin color on the figurine, the minifig itself, other than the head. But if you want to go with something like this as the Lego group, you run into one small problem. And that is when this Booknook released, there was another set on the market as well. I say on the market, I mean available. I'll show it to you. It's this little set, and if we turn it around, this is the tribute to Jane Austen. It was a GWP, and at the same time, look at her face, look at her hair. That is what I came up with. And you would have, obviously you can't change her skin color or her, well, I guess you can change her hair. But they wanted to go with this, and I mean, for the period, I mean, seems appropriate, right? But this is it's not a fictional character, right? Jane Austen was a real woman and an amazing writer, and in order to pay tribute to her, they wanted to portray her like that. So if you have then a set at the same time with another figure that looks like that, that's probably not a good look. So they decided to go a different way, came up with what I think is a new hairpiece for Irene Adler, and decided to take the creative liberty of making her black. I think that's fine. I think whitewashing in general is wrong, but this is a fictional character, and nobody knows what she looks like, and it's never, I mean, Arthur Conan Doyle never said she was white, but he also never said that she wasn't black, so she might have been. So yeah, you can obviously always decide to change stuff like that. It's Lego after all. Those are the minifigs that are immediately visible when you decide to set up your scene like this, like I did. Maybe you want to change that though. There is a little something under or behind this door. This is James Moriarty. Very nice depiction, by the way, in the Sherlock show. I liked that portrayal. And he is an amazing looking minifig as well. He has a really cool cape, a really cool collar. He does not have a second expression. Again, same issue here. Where's this head, right? I very much like the cane he comes with. I like his face. I think his face looks amazing. I like the monocle. I like the beard. I don't like the non-printed legs. Also no printed arms. He could have been even better, but he looks really cool, I feel like. Yeah, so that's a nice Easter egg which you can show people coming over who want to see what's up with your Sherlock Holmes Booknook by revealing him through this little play feature mechanism, right? And that is the Sherlock Holmes Booknook. Let's take these guys down and ask the question that's on all of our minds. Is this worth 120 euros? I think it is if you are a Sherlock Holmes fan. If you like any of the adaptations in particular, if you especially like the books, if you enjoy the short stories, if you enjoy the novels, and again, they're all amazing. The Casebook of Sherlock Holmes, The Hound of the Baskervilles, the memoirs, A Study in Scarlet. If you read any of them, first of all, get the others. They're good. If you enjoyed one of them, you'll enjoy all of them. And if you then read all of the books, I think you should absolutely get this Booknook. It goes very well with the books you just bought. I can see this coming down in price a little in the future. Might take a while, but once you get 20% off, I think, and you really like it, then I think it's an easy buy. I'm very happy with it. I really like it. It's on my bookshelf. As I said, I display it as a Booknook next to my Sherlock Holmes books. I turned the light kit on, which if you want to give it a try and now feel like, okay, maybe lights and Lego, that actually goes together. I enjoy that. I want to try it. One of those light-tailing kits, and they make many, many, many versions of them, right? By the way, this is not sponsored. I never personally purchased a light-tailing product. If I needed, and I will need, custom lights for my mocks in the future, I won't use them. I'm going to go with Game of Bricks. So there I mentioned another one. Balancing that out. Another company that makes light kits and lights. The design choice, again, not my taste when it comes to those colorful lights, but easy installation, very nice instructions, very premium packaging. I enjoy putting it together. I enjoy turning it on. I enjoy displaying it like that. If you enjoyed this video, I would very much appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. You won't believe how much that actually helps. You know, in terms of the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and leave a comment. Would you consider putting a light kit into one of your sets? Is that something that appeals to you? Have you thought about it and maybe thought it would be too hard? By the way, you can get light kits that you install while you are building the set or after the fact. I already had built my Booknook and then went with the after the fact option, and it was really, really easy. One thing I can show you, these panels you can easily remove. They're the last thing to go on. And once you remove them, maybe, yeah, I can show you some of the lights. Some of them you glue to the set, and some are like Lego bricks and they attach very easily. So there is, this set really lends itself, the design lends itself to using a light kit because you can hide a lot of the wiring behind those panels. I mentioned earlier that this light-tailing set comes with 2 of those battery boxes. That's because you actually have, I'll unplug it for a second. So each part of the Booknook, each side of the street has its own light and or set of lights, right? And then you can, it also comes with an adapter that allows you to connect both of them to one of these handy little battery boxes. They also have studs on top of them. You need one of those screwdrivers to unscrew it, and then it takes, I think, 3 AA batteries. Yeah, 3 of them. If you feel like you now want to watch some more LEGO content, you'll find that on the end screen. Until next time, take care. Welcome to my ant card. This is just a hangout. Yeah, I'm a crank that shit. Bro, that's so damn loud. It's nothing but a little intermission. Enjoy these soothing bars of utter indecision. Buddy people, you can trust me. It's an ant card. I know all those fire jokes and get you saying hard. It's an ant card. This shit ain't some voodoo, bro. I know you want to stay, but it's time for you to go.